Welcome on into Getting Wild with Terry, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down the big NHL slate we have today, and I even have an AHL pick as well, which I will go over at the end of the show. We will jump right into things as we usually do. Take a look at the current standings here. Nothing's changed here in the Metropolitan Division as of last night. Nothing changed in the Atlantic either. So things are pretty much the same there. Washington, Pittsburgh in the top two wildcard spots. Florida with their shootout win against Minnesota are now right there in the thick of things. Islanders are there as well. The Buffalo Sabres unfortunately lost in LA. So their margin of error is starting to shrink a bit here. They still have games in hand over the top, these two teams and Washington, but not over the Penguins. Detroit is right there with the Sabres. So lots of competition here in the Eastern Conference. Philadelphia, 2 points behind, but realistically out of things. The Senators are heating up right now as well. They did the Wild some favors, beating Calgary, coming back and beating Calgary in overtime. So the Sens are there as well. Montreal, Columbus, no playoffs for them at all. In the West, Dallas, Winnipeg, and with their overtime loss, Minnesota moved back into the third spot in the Central. Vegas, LA, and Seattle in the Pacific. And then the wildcard spots are Edmonton and Calgary. Currently, right now, Colorado, 1 point out. Nashville, 4 points back. And then we go on to the bottom feeders of the Western Conference. So I'll bring this up and we'll go to the comments here. Hello there, says Nick. Next to your Sabres. Yes, right now it's looking like Nick is right. That the Sabres might not end their no playoff streak this year. I still think it's possible for them, but they got to make either a trade here or they got to do something. Their coach and Minnesota's coach Dean Evison, neither are doing things when they should be. So coaching could be issues with Granato and Dean Evison for the Wild. But jumping into this game here, Carolina Hurricanes, Washington Capitals. Carolina minus 159 to minus 175. Washington plus 135 to plus 146. 5.5s. Really right across the board. I see 1-6. In this one, Ovechkin will not be playing in this game. He is headed back to Russia to deal with some family matters in Russia, so he will not be playing in this game. Carolina coming off a loss, breaking their losing streak. I was against them in that game, so things kind of went exactly to plan there. Now they're coming in here to Washington, a building they have struggled in a lot of the time. They have won their last two meetings there, so not as bad as previously, but they have had issues in Washington in the past. But I like this spot for Carolina. I think this is a good bounce back spot without Ovechkin in the lineup. Carolina in regulation plus 105 is where I'm going with this. I think the Canes bounce back here in Washington with a regulation win in this one. No Ovechkin, no problem. Washington, Carolina over 6. Caps team total over 2.5. And the Capitals win tonight. All right, we'll see. They struggled against San Jose. Now they got to come here and beat Carolina, a team who's going to be hungry to bounce back. With or without Ovechkin, I was taking Carolina in regulation. No Ovechkin just hurts the Caps offense. So we'll see what happens there. Next, a game I would normally pass. Right now, I'd be on to the next game. But I have a play in this game, surprisingly. But Chicago and Montreal, plus 120 to plus 125 for Chicago, minus 137 to minus 149 for Montreal. 6s and 6.5s. Not touching the side. I'm not touching the total. I'm going to a player prop in this game. This is still a 1-800-GAMBLER game. This is still a game that when you're looking at a side or total, I would completely stay off of. But I want to make sure I pronounce him. I'm going to pronounce his name incorrectly, but that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but Raphael Harvey Pinard for Montreal has goals in 4 of his last 7 games for the Habs. I think against the Chicago defense, Chicago goaltending, it's a good spot for him to score. And we'll kind of see what his current odds are for him to score here. Dun, dun, dun. So you can currently get him anywhere from plus 225 to plus 350 to score. So I definitely am on that. I got it at plus 240 right now, which is one of the worst prices. I don't have money in the other books for that. But no matter what you can get, it's a good price for him. He's been playing well for Montreal, and it's Chicago he's facing. Bum fight, which Nick loves, of course. He's right on this game, over 6. Hey, with me on a goal scoring prop, I'd like to see the over 6. So that sounds good to me. Next up, we have the Red Hot Senators coming in here to face the New York Islanders. You can get Ottawa plus 165 to plus 180. Islanders minus 192 to minus 210. 6s right across the board in this one. So I'm ultimately off this game for 2 reasons. One, I love this price with Ottawa. Plus 180, plus 170, whatever. It's a great price with the Ottawa Senators. But I think the Islanders win this game. I think the Islanders probably win this game by 1. So I'm priced out of it. I'm not going to take Islanders in regulation because I could totally see this game going to overtime. The Calgary-Ottawa game yesterday did not look like it was going anywhere near overtime, but the Senators really came to life at the end of that game. Here, they should be tired against the Islanders. This should be an Islanders smash spot, but I don't trust them to win by multiple goals in this spot. Ottawa has been playing well. So if I was forced to make a play here, it would be on the Sens. On the Sens money line, but I won't do it because I think the Islanders win. So this game's ultimately a pass. I'd look at the Sens plus 1.5, but not doing it at my minus 138 to minus 150. So this game is ultimately a pass. Nick is putting 1,000 units on the Sens money line. So someone has to teach Nick about unit size and responsible betting. So, all right. Someone needs to give Nick a little lesson there. But we'll move on to the next game. New Jersey Devils, Columbus Blue Jackets. New Jersey minus 200 to minus 215. Columbus plus 165 to plus 181. 6.5s right across the board here. How I look at this game is I see New Jersey as a big road favorite here. I see Columbus as a big underdog. Columbus has won the last 7 games at home against New Jersey. So this Blue Jackets team has dominated the Devils for a long time. And I've seen people on Twitter that are backing the Blue Jackets on the money line here. I get it. No Jack Hughes in the lineup for the Devils. The Blue Jackets have dominated the Devils. But not me. I'm on the Devils puck line in this one. They beat Columbus 7-0 earlier on in the year. Yes, they had Jack Hughes, but if you take Jack Hughes out, yes, it is hurting the Devils offense. Merzlikins is in net for Columbus here. I like the Devils. I think the Devils win this convincingly. I think people are looking too much into the no Jack Hughes situation here. Obviously, Columbus is at a big plus price. Nobody wants to lay this big price with the Devils on the road. But I am on the puck line. I think they win this by multiple goals. here tonight. Pass. Don't trust Elvis. Exactly. I totally agree. Going on to the next one, we have the Seattle Kraken and the Winnipeg Jets here. Seattle plus 116 to plus 135. Winnipeg minus 140 to minus 155. Sixes right across the board in this one. Winnipeg had their 10 days off, played a game against Chicago, got a 4-1 win, and now they've had a few more days off. Seattle has been playing regularly over the last few days or so. I think they played 4 games since the break. Coming off a win against Philadelphia, they had to fight hard for that win. And now they're coming in here to Winnipeg. And I'm taking the Kraken as a road dog here. How I look at it, I don't like the time off for Winnipeg. Yes, they won their 1 game since the break. It was the Chicago Blackhawks, so I don't know if you can consider that really a win because everybody beats the Blackhawks. So obviously you can't consider it a win, but I don't consider it an impressive win. And now they're here against the Kraken. Kraken are playing not well right now, but I think this is a good spot for them as an underdog, plus 135. I know I'll probably be against people in this one, and of course I am, but that is okay. Silence the Kraken. Jets minus 1. All right. Fire. Gasp. And bro, don't listen to him. He is fucking terrible. Fade him. You'll profit literally. Are you talking about me or who are you talking about? Let us know in the chat. But we will go on to the next one here. Florida Panthers, St. Louis Blues. You can get Florida minus 118 to minus 130. St. Louis Blues plus 105 to plus 120. 6.5s. There's also a 7 available here in this one. Florida on a back-to-back here, playing last night in Minnesota. Finally, a game went under for the Florida Panthers last night. Now they're coming in here into St. Louis. Really, if you watched that game last night for Florida and Minnesota, which I did, there was a million power plays. That game went under because, 1, Minnesota's having trouble scoring, and 2, Gustafsson played extremely well. Bobrovsky played well also, so we'll have to give him that. But it was just an under game. Now, this is a different matchup on a different night. St. Louis doesn't have a goalie like Philip Gustafsson that can stop this Panthers team. There's going to be a ton of shots. If Florida gets some power plays tonight, I like them to actually score. They did go over 7 on the power play last night. But I like Florida to score some goals in this one. I like St. Louis to score some goals in this one. So I'm on the over 6.5, even though it is kind of pricey here. I think it's a good over spot in this one. Let's see. Most definitely talking about me. Well, I don't know. He's talking about me, Nick, or Isaacs. I think it's probably me, but it is okay. Panthers team total over 3.5 and over 6.5. I agree with that. 100% talking about me. Well, Jakery Davis, let us know who you are talking about. Terry, you better not go with St. Louis. That's my home team, and they stink bad. Yeah, no worries. I don't bet St. Louis very often at all, especially this year. But they are a good over team, and so is Florida. Roses are red. Have you heard the news? We have a game tonight. Let's go Blues. Wow, Isaacs. Wow. Blues money line. All right. I like Devils today. Also like Panthers team total over. Yep, right there with both of those. I like the over in Florida, and I'm on Devils puck line. Leaning Avs too. We'll get to that game shortly. And he's talking about Isaacs. Okay. Now we all know. Moving on to the next game, Boston Bruins, Dallas Stars. C. Yeah. Ice is bad. Okay. What's up, Terry? I smashed the like in time. Hey, thanks for cheating. There's no time limit, so don't worry. Boston Bruins, Dallas Stars here. Boston minus 115 to minus 126. Dallas Stars minus 102 to plus 105. In this one here, a total of 5.5 in this game. This is a very hard game when it comes from a side perspective. We have the Boston Bruins at a minus 115, minus 120 price, which is very attractive. But you have to look at what the Bruins have been doing lately, and that's losing. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, surprisingly. Boston's finally hit a little bit of a skid here, and now they're coming in to face Dallas, a team who's dropped a few games recently as well. I think this could be a good draw spot, but I'm going with the under. I'm taking it under 5.5. As much as I don't like taking unders, and I especially don't like taking under 5.5s, I think this game finishes 2-1. I don't know who wins, but I think this game finishes 2-1, so I'm not going to be scared of the under 5.5. It is low for a reason here. And me and Nick agree. Wow. And you got under 6. Very nice. Very nice. At least I got that right, check mark. There you go, IceX. But hey, IceX is still leading the best bet leaderboard, which we'll get to at the end. So he is still in first. Great pick. Boston bounce back. Hey, they should be. They should. Stars money line for IceX. 2 more games, and then we'll get to the AHL game, and then we'll get to the best bet segment. Tampa Bay Lightning, Colorado Avalanche. You can get Tampa Bay minus 119 to minus 125. Colorado plus 100 to plus 108. 6s right across the board. In this one, interested to see who is going to be in net for Colorado in this game. They play here at home against Tampa Bay, and then they head to Minnesota tomorrow night. So it's a back-to-back for the Avalanche. The Avalanche, the injuries are piling up right across the lineup. Francouz is injured. Makar is injured. They still aren't without Landeskog. And I think there's like 3 other players that I don't have the whole list up here. I'll try to find it. I know I sent it to Nick earlier. So no Makar, no Eric Johnson, no Josh Manson, no Pavel Francouz. So there's 3 defensemen and a backup goalie. Landeskog is still out. Valerie Nichushkin missed practice yesterday for maintenance. This Avalanche team is beat up. Tampa Bay. I wish this game was in Tampa Bay, which they just played recently, and I was on the Avalanche. That was a mistake. Tampa Bay whooped Colorado's butt. Now they're coming into Colorado here. I get it. Avalanche are going to want to bounce back in this spot. And yes, Tampa Bay is not nearly the same team on the road as they are at home. But with the injuries piling up for Colorado, with Colorado's trouble scoring lately, except for their game against Florida, I think the Lightning sweep them here. I think the Lightning were ready to face Colorado in the first game in Tampa Bay to get revenge after losing the Stanley Cup to them last year. And I think they come right back here and beat up Avalanche team. So I do like the road favorites here in this one. Hello, Terry. Hello, Tim. IceX is just going against me. Trust me, it feels like that. Ask Nick. It feels like IceX goes against everybody. That's just what he does. Lean Colorado, pass. All right. Oh, Georgiev is confirmed for tonight. Awesome. So it should be Jonas Johansson in Minnesota tomorrow, unless they put Georgiev on back-to-back nights. David Riddick might start for the Jets. Ooh, beautiful. I love it. Avs money line with those injuries, Tampa Bay should be favorites. Books baiting you to take Tampa Bay. I can see that. I think it's Yeah, I can see that. Avalanche to win the Central plus 400. No way they win it all with all the injuries. Hey, lots of teams have to deal with injuries throughout the season. It's part of the game. So you just got to work through it. But the Avalanche are not dead yet. That's for sure. Pittsburgh and San Jose. You can get Pittsburgh minus 149 to minus 162. San Jose plus 128 to plus 145. 6.5s right across the board. I am passing on this one. I don't have a good feeling about this game at all. San Jose has been playing better recently. I could see them upsetting here. I could see Pittsburgh routing the Sharks. I could see over. Really, if I was going to play anything, it would be the over in this one. But ultimately, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to bet too much extra on this slate. Be a little bit more selective. That's what I'm planning on doing. So this game ultimately is a pass, but it would be a lean with the over 6.5. We'll jump over now into the AHL. So this is the American Hockey League, the minor league for the NHL. And this is the game, the one game that I like tonight. Abbotsford Canucks, so obviously Vancouver's minor league team, against the Calgary Wranglers, which is Calgary's minor league team. They faced each other 7 times this year. Calgary has won 6 of 7. Calgary is they are currently the best team in the AHL. You can get Calgary money line at minus 120, which is where I'm going in this one. And someone might be saying, well, Calgary has already beat them 6 of 7 times. They're at home. They're only minus 120. That's a trap. The reason why it's not a trap, you have to look at what Abbotsford has been doing lately. They've won 5 in a row. They're playing great hockey. But when you look at it a little deeper here, they beat Tucson twice. They beat San Jose twice. Before that, they beat San Diego. And when you look at where San Diego, San Jose, and Tucson are, they are all not very good teams, especially San Diego and San Jose. So while Abbotsford is on a winning streak, it is a little bit sorry, I didn't bring this up. I meant to bring this up there. While Abbotsford is on a winning streak, Tucson, San Jose, and San Diego are definitely not the Calgary Wranglers. So I like Calgary here as a good favorite, home favorite, but a very good price, minus 120 for the best team in the AHL. Sharks team total over 2.5 and over 6.5 for Nick in the Sharks game. We will take a look now at the best bet segment. What happened yesterday? For me, Joel Eriksson power play point did not cash. There's no excuses. The Wild had 5 power plays. There was no excuses. They just weren't able to score. So that was a bad choice for me. Jay Stone went with Florida first period money line. It did finish with a 0-0 tie, so that was a push. IceX lost with Flames minus 1.5. Was looking good until the Senators decided to show up in the last few minutes of the game, tying it and sending it to overtime where they won. Z Goaler went with Canucks money line. That did not cash. Detroit beat them up pretty good back-to-back games. Richie went with Sabres race to 5. Sadly, that didn't cash either. Kev went with Detroit money line, which I was on as well. And he cashed that for plus 106. And then Crystal went with the Orlando Magic straight up plus 165. And she cashed. Very good job, Crystal. We will now look next up at the current standings. So currently IceX is in first. It's up 3.39 units. Crystal is basically 1 unit behind him. Dazed and confused there, a little bit behind. And then the rest of us are in red. But still half the month left, so it's still anybody's game. Anybody watching that wants to start competing in the best bet segment. It's a for free contest. Just see how everyone's best bet goes, and feel free to join in. You just have to put your best bet in the comments below, and if you want to put it in after the show, you can put it in the comments section after the show. And today, my best bet, I have not decided yet. I'm completely torn. So I will take a few minutes to type at other people's here, and then I will come up with mine. I will come up with it somehow. Pittsburgh Sauce, San Jose, over 6.5. For Nick, minus 105. All right. Tim is going to go Syracuse money line, minus 110. That is college basketball. In case anybody was wondering. Right. IceX is going to go with the St. Louis Blues. Let me see. Currently, the best price for them are plus 120. St. Louis Blues for IceX. All right. Shocker, Nick is in last. Currently, yeah. But hell yeah, last place for Nick. All right. Best bet for Z Goaler today is going to be Kraken money line. I like it. I believe plus 135 is the best. So no, plus 128. No. Oops, plus 128. All right. Undecided on best bet 2. We'll post later. Good luck, everyone. Hey, yeah, it's been good. It's been good luck for you to post later, so no issue whatsoever. And Richie is going to go Dallas Stars plus 105. Richie. All right. I'm going to go with Carolina in regulation. I like Carolina to bounce back here. This is a good spot for them. I was going to be on it with or without Ovechkin, so I will go with Carolina and reg here in this one. I was going to go with Stars, but it's plus money, or it's minus money on FanDuel. Hey, doesn't have to be plus money. I know you like your big plus money plays, but it's about winning. Nick's best bets on Terry's show are Jinx confirmed. For some reason, yes, they are. But that is currently it. That is today's show. If you want to put in your best bet, feel free in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. One away from 450 and want to get up to 500 as soon as possible. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Best bet player props, okay, 100%. I went with one yesterday. Sadly, it didn't cash, but I did cash with Filipino the one day there. So yes, player props are totally okay. Ovi may be out for an extended time with his family matter. Uh-oh. Well, there we go. Blame Terry. Yeah. Nick can't pick a best bet, so it's my fault. It's my fault. No, it's all good. But that is today's show. And we will see you again tomorrow for another episode. Getting wild with Terry and friends. Free NHL picks. Rich H is going to go with New Jersey, Dougie Hamilton. 2 points plus 100. So is that over 1.5 points, or is that 2 points exactly? I'm going to put over 1.5 now, and then let me know because obviously If it's 2 points, then that would be a push. But if not, the change. Yes. Oh, so it's 1.5. Okay. Over 1.5. Perfect. Yay, blame Terry. Hey, everyone likes to, so it's okay. But that's the show. Best of luck in your bets tonight. And we will see you again tomorrow for another episode. Getting Well with Terry, free NHL picks. Best of luck, guys.